Nope, this is not going to be your grandfather's stuffy conversation podcast. As you can see from if you're watching me, I'm wearing a shirt of the artist that Prince, the late Prince, worked with. Some of them, you can see the top of my shirt, and I'm wearing a beanie. This is how I'm dressed today. It's a little cold in here, a little cold outside. My hair is not ready, and this is how life is. Because insurance isn't about being neat and tidy or dressed up. Insurance permeates every part of our lives. I'm James Lott Jr. It's called Quote Me, an insurance podcast with James Lott Jr. If you are listening, hi listeners, welcome to the podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the sounds. I'm happy to start this podcast. I had a good time. If you guys know me from my other insurance podcast, Independent Voices, that one's no longer, but the episodes are still there, and they're wonderful episodes. Touch on amazing people in the industry. Still on JLJ Media, so check those out. I encourage you to check that out also. This is a new era and new podcast. Just joining that one. So thank you. And I'm already working on getting guests for the show. I already have topics. I'm already mapping out topics. This podcast will be a little different than some of the others because we're going to talk about insurance from the absurd to the obscure to the common. We're going to have people come on who are regular folks, telling their experiences with insurance, different kinds of insurance, and some of my trusted insurance industry professionals who are smart and funny and have so much knowledge, just somebody talking about this business. They're going to come on too. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time, and sometimes I'm going to throw you some interesting things on the side to think about too. So this is be good. We plan on releasing these every Tuesday, so just get your Tuesdays ready. Quote Me is coming out. And here we go. And so this actual podcast, I was going to do it as a crossover. If you don't know this, I have a show called the SOS Show with James Lott Jr. I'm a professional organizer. That's one of my companies and my trades. I'm a super organizer. And my side is going to be just this podcast. I will share it in those spaces, but I know this is going to be stand on this one because this show is about insurance. So I want to keep that going there, but we will share it in those spaces that I have my organizing world, because there are some things that I didn't even think about that came to my attention recently, and I'm working on for my company, and I just want to share with you some of the insurances you may want to look at, because this is a business, this is an industry, this is a business, it's a younger business. We're talking about 40 years old, so it's a younger business, so we're still learning and growing and changing. But I think for some people, some of these things may not apply to some of you. That doesn't matter. But I just want to give you, I love passing on knowledge just so that people have an idea if they haven't thought about it before. Because I want everyone to be safe. I want everyone to have good, I want everybody to have fun working. I want everybody to be safe. So insurance, of course, are some of the ways they put things in place to make you safe, especially if you're self-employed. So this is for the self-employed, like myself, self-employed professional organizer. Now, these are just we're going to just hit on some of these today, but throughout this podcast world on the show, I will bring people in to talk about these things in depth. People who have the insurance, who give the insurance. That'll be a through line throughout the show. We'll continue this conversation. I just want to kind of give you pieces of information that you can start from, just in case you don't know. Because for many of us, this is not a hobby. It's not a side gig. This is our job. And I'll make sure you are protected. Number one, general liability insurance. So that covers bodily injury, it covers property damage while you're working. So this is good for you when you go into someone else's house. This covers you. You could be at their home and fall off a step stool, crack your back when you're down there trying to organize underneath the sink. Like all kinds of things can happen, but at least you'll be covered for that. Professional liability insurance, E&O, we call it E&O, errors and omissions. It protects against claims against you. Oh, because as an organizer, you're thinking, well, what is? I mean, like what? Well, people can say that you gave them advice and it didn't work, and decided to sue you. Ready to just take. They could say, I'm trying to think of what else. They could say, um, your work was not good enough, whatever that means. It'll be a burden of everything will be on the burden of proof for them to prove this, of course. But you'll be covered more than likely like legal costs, legal fees, because lawyers are expensive. Um, they could say you came in, you shamed them, made them feel bad. You put up a shelf, the shelf isn't sturdy, or the shelf isn't good enough, or it looks hideous. Anything. They can say anything to you, and then try to sue you. I know. Personal property. I say this 5 times fast. Business personal property insurance, which I never heard of before. Actually, this insures your tools, your equipment. But I'm just an organizer. That's label makers. That's your laptop, tablets, your phones, bins you bring over, bins. And it helps because it also helps in these situations too. So, for example, this is your personal property. So a client goes, "I want to help." They break your label maker. They break your laminator. It gets covered. That's covered. The machine is covered. You're transporting goods back and forth of yours from your car to their house. You go in the back. You go back to your car, and your bins are stolen. It covers that cost. So theft is included in that. So it works. Then I mentioned this is very LA, but also I think the rural areas too. Commercial, on my computer, commercial audio insurance. Of course, it makes sense. If you're driving place to place to place and all of a sudden your car becomes part of your business, so to speak, it's good to get insured, of course. So that's, supplies, going to homes, running errands with your clients. So, if you use your car, I mean, here in LA, we use our car, we use them. That's a major thing. This was interesting too. Inland marine insurance. And I've heard of inland marine insurance. I was like you, like, what does this mean? So I have to read it because I was like, I don't know what this means for us. It says, with this insurance, it protects items in transit, especially useful if you're constantly moving tools or client property. I need to get somebody in here about things. I'm like, that's that one I'm confused about a little bit. I'm not sure. I got to talk to somebody about that one. Workers' comp, of course, and that covers injuries, lost wages. If you hire someone to help you, that's assistants, subcontractors. That one, workers' comp, I think is pretty self-explanatory. We all know that. But if you don't have any staff with you, you're fine. But you might, and they get hurt. You're covered. This is a new one, folks. Like ransomware and also happening. Cyber attack insurance, cyber liability insurance for cyber attacks. All your digital. It's that one I think is getting so much bigger now, and a lot of organizers keep all their files and stuff on their computers and laptops and tablets. Someone come and just swipe it all out and get rid of it. You have none of it. You can at least be covered for something. I want to talk to someone about that at some point in the show, especially. But there are also some like home-based insurances they have that you can look into. Because a lot of us are working from home. I actually have insurance on my house. I actually just went through the process of renewing it, so I have insurance on my house. So that covers a lot of stuff I'm doing here. So yeah, it's that there's part of it too. I have that. But these are the ones that came up for me. And now I'm looking into also media insurance because I do also media, I do podcasts. So if you're a podcaster, you want to look into that too. I'm actually learning about it. My girl from Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa is actually, I went to her So I'm looking at she sent me the packet. I'm looking at it right now and going through it. So I don't think I can tell you yet, but I'm looking. She explains stuff to me really easily, but I'm looking through right now and seeing what's going on. But it's covering all my media stuff, media costs, people saying, you said this about me, you made me feel bad on the show. Like, people can say anything, especially the thing with all of this, the overview is we do in person most of the time. There's also virtual insurance, but that virtual liability, virtual organizing, that's another story. I have another episode talking about actually when it comes to life coaching. I have a whole thing about that. But no, but in overview, we are working with people. Many times we are in person, touching their stuff in their spaces, whether it's home, office, garage, doesn't matter, car. So to protect ourselves. We may think we're good friends, we're working it out together. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just like, but just keep in mind that if something major gets broken, that could change everything. We know money changes everything. We know that. But also you could get hurt and you're self-employed. What do you do? So there's a lot of different, that's why I bring this insurance. Like we have to look out for ourselves. And you may never even need it or use it. But you may need it and use it. So again, just overview: general liability insurance, professional liability insurance, business personal property insurance, commercial auto, inland marine, workers' comp, cyber liability, and this is other home-based business insurances. So I say look into it. Try it just to see what's going on. If you don't have any of them, just at least look into it, see what their premiums are. You never know. They could be nice and low, depending on your business size and your business, where you live. Not everybody's in California like me, where everything's expensive. But you may be somewhere where for $100 or a couple of $100 a year, you're protected. I know. I believe in insurance. So I don't think anything wrong with that. So that's just something. Yes, try that. I'm James Lott Jr. You follow me at where James Lott Jr.'s are, all over the place at James Lott Jr. I'm on LinkedIn at James Lott Jr. The Super Organizer is all over the place too on Instagram. No, sorry, not Instagram. Blue Sky, Facebook, and X. X, I am the Super O. Let me do the rest. And that sounds dirty, but so I'm there. You can check it out. I do have a show, Super Organizer show. The SOS show, James Lott Jr. That's all kinds of goodies on there too. But you can check that out too. But this show is wherever you want it to be. It's been approved on all audio streaming service platforms. YouTube, JLJ Media. Like, subscribe, comment, rate, listen, and rate it. Tell me if I'm good. Tell me if I'm bad. That's fine. Rate 2 stars, 5 stars, 3 stars, whatever you want to do. When you comment or rate, at least, it brings it more into the mainstream. So let's build this podcast together. Have a great week. See you next Tuesday. Bye.